Pittsburgh or West Virginia 2 days ago sent out a tweet, and they had released new uniforms. And these uniforms are a dark navy jersey with gold numbers, gold pants, a gold helmet, WVU on the side, in the state of West Virginia is like a Carolina blue. So me, when I scroll through Twitter and I see something, I just comment on it most of the time without thinking or doing any research to try to make a joke.
That's the point of Twitter.
And right. And so I put on this picture, you can't see it if you're listening to the podcast. 2000s Pittsburgh University called. They'd like their uniforms back. From a rival no less, geez, what is West Virginia doing? Usually when I do something stupid like this, it gets some traction. But man, did I make West Virginia mad. Did we make West Virginia? Did we incite a Pittsburgh versus West Virginia all-out brawl in the middle of May? That's what I kept telling people that were kind of trying to dunk on us. I was like, they kept telling us we don't know ball. I don't know how many people quoted that thing and said, Buddy doesn't know ball. And every time I would say, we're the ones that started a rivalry in the middle of May about a football jersey, not you. So,
well, what's funny too, what's funny to me, because they're from West Virginia, because they didn't come back at you because you messed up your grammar. You didn't put a question mark. You didn't do all that stuff. They came at you because you don't know ball.
But that's false. I don't know West Virginia's uniform history. You can't say that's not knowing ball.
It's in the helmet, bro, right there. You can't see it. 1965, bro.
So many people zoomed in and screenshotted 1965. And then there was Pittsburgh fans that came into our defense and said that they had these uniforms before West Virginia. It went on. I don't know why, but that was hilarious. I mean, it went back.
You should have said when they screenshotted the 1965, you should have said, I didn't know if that was the West Virginia versus Clemson score. But anyway, look, I feel like I have some insight on this because my in-laws are from West Virginia. And there is no state in the United States that loves the state that they're from like West Virginia people. The only thing is, is none of them live there. Not a single. They all leave, and so it's like they all want to be all big and bad.
More trouble.
West Virginia people, but they all leave the state.
It's just a typical northeastern people. It's like, oh, up in New York, you keep hearing about how great New York is or New Jersey is, but yet they're in South Carolina. And we're like, well, if it's so great, why don't you go back? Why are you here,
Or they complain about where they're at. Like, I don't know what you guys don't know how to live down here. And it's like, well,
yeah.
What?
Like, you
moved here, not
to Javon's point, you don't hear people from Texas saying, Texas is so great, but they're living in South Carolina because they're still in Texas. I fight and battle that South Carolina is the greatest state of the nation. And guess where I still call home? The great state of South Carolina.
That's right.
The one that they had to redo it and make it North Carolina.
Just barely, though. Just barely.
Yeah.
Still counts.
It was funny. I thought Larry Fitzgerald.
Just the tip.
When I saw this picture, I thought Larry Fitzgerald. The guy who roasted Butch, that was
hilarious.
Butch catching a stray, screenshotted it, told him that this isn't, 13 years old. Turn your hat around. Be a man. Like
Butch is like our celebrity guest now. Like, he goes on for the interviews, and he's the one that's catching strays.
But I saw this uniform, and I just thought immediately, I was like, Larry Fitzgerald. This is what I saw. Is that not?
Yeah.
It's like the same uniform.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. And they're like, this is 1965. I'm like, well, don't pick out your best, your rival's colors. I don't care who did it first.
To all the haters that were throwing flack our way, though, there's one thing you can say. Thank you for listening.
Yep.
Because they all were clicking. They're like, who's this Billy Goats podcast?
These guys don't know ball. These guys are a bunch of losers. And it's like, dude, you're right. I didn't do my research. I don't know the history of West Virginia's uniforms. I'm sorry. If you put up an App State one or something, I
West-
just thought it was hilarious that they chose. It looks like people are going Notre Dame, and I'm like, that's Pittsburgh in 2000s.
Look, West Virginia should have never been navy blue and gold. They should have been black and gray and white because it's cold country.
That's right.
Tell them.
Know your facts about your great state and your history of your state.
So many people, man. It was fun though. A lot of people had good spirits. I told them, I was like, if you're coming at me for the date and the history of, you got me. I deserve to get torched. That's fine. I don't care.
Like I told you, you should have said there's only one thing really to say. If you feel that passionate about your team, get them to schedule App State and we'll have a battle for the old Mountaineer.
Yep.
Let's go. You don't want that smoke.
Battle of the Mountaineer.
And there's no confusion on who's got the right jerseys. Then we can take your name, the Mountaineers. So, anyways, that was the Pittsburgh jersey.
Twitter football app. Is Twitter a football app?
Ooh, that's a good point. People love to come at you and say you don't know ball.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you that.
After we said, credit us, that's the ultimate insult, is to tell another man he doesn't know ball. So, like Edge said, thanks for listening and going all Pat McAfee, West Virginia, stealing our jokes. Another one.
Wow. That's probably why he sent him after us. I bet he blocked us.
Yeah.
And he sent his. I hope this gets to his desk. Hope it gets to his desk at some point. But so this got me thinking, because how can your rival? You can have the same. How can you have the same colors as your rival? So I put together a college football rivalry colors too close power rankings. Number one is obviously Pitt and West Virginia, because all you yahoos that yelled at us because we don't know the dates of when West Virginia had their jerseys. Okay. When in the meantime, we're bringing people together on Twitter to talk football in the middle of May. So credit to us. Number 5 of the too close power rankings jersey rivals, New Mexico and New Mexico State. Too close. Burgundy and red, and like red and silver. I'm pretty sure. I could be off. I might get flagged for not knowing ball again. Damn it! Somebody confirm that. What color are New Mexico?
Well, Cincinnati and Louisville aren't really rivals.
Well, they play for the keg of nails, dude. As far as I'm concerned, that's a rivalry.
What is a keg of nails?
New Mexico and UNLV are also too close in color, and they play in the Battle of I-25.
Okay, so that's red. They're red and white. New Mexico State, I'm pretty sure, is burgundy and white.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh yeah, that's way too close. You can't do that if you're in the same state. Way too close. Way too close. I'm sorry. That's why you're on the list. I remember Cincinnati, Louisville. You're both red and black. You can't play for the keg of nails and have the same color jersey. If you're going to be that close in colors, you for the year have to change. You have to pick a different color per year. Ball State and Northern Illinois, both red and black. See, that's the problem. All these red and black teams, they play for the bronze stock, number 3. Army, Navy. Whenever they don't do their sick uniforms during the games, they're pretty close.
No, they're not. One is navy and one is black.
I was gonna wait till you got there, but yeah, he don't know ball, dude. He's a complete idiot.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Just like the comments come true, boy. The comments are rated in.
Screenshot my face right now and tell me I look like an idiot, and I be a man. And then number 1 is Pitt versus West Virginia, for obvious reasons. So this has been the top 5. Tex, you had a good one. Please inject yours into the conversation.
It was Utah State and BYU for the old wagon wheel. They're both blue and white. But I would take Utah State by a billion this year.
Mollywop them.
They're going to run the damn ball all over them.
That's right.
I don't think they play this year, but
and they'll play the old Crow Medicine Show version of Wagon Wheel, not that BS Darius Cucker stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay. I have no idea what's next.
You put it together.
Anything else on the Pitt versus West Virginia debacle?
No.
Okay. Let's do the salute your sports and go through some of these. We're gonna do 3 minutes of NBA.